And good morning, welcome everyone. So it's been absolutely brutal. It's been mayhem. I did draw this price target here on the VIX at 2175, and this triggered a first buy signal here. This is a potential dip here. Doesn't mean it's going to recover. We haven't seen these elevated VIX prices here until June here, and prior to that around May. So very cautiously here. Uh, Potential, just take a nibble here. I just bought some calls today, just nibbling here around here at the 2175, and completely holding a lot of cash right now, and just kind of testing out the market and seeing, trying to weasel my way into positions here. So Nasdaq here, S&P 500 selling off. I do have here a line here, 4164 for the S&P 500s. Um, Not sure if I'll go all the way down here to 4164 this week. Potentially, we might see a pullback around this area. This is oversold here, and we are seeing somewhat of a pullback here around 2170. But you never know. Let's look at Nasdaq futures. Nasdaq futures, I had a line here of support at 14600. We just plowed through that this morning, and the next line of support here is 1440. And if we continue to sell off, potentially do reach somewhere around this area for a breather. We can see potentially a breather today. I was looking at the options market, and the options market is still seeing a sell-off going into Wednesday, and possibly a bounce by the end of the week. We might get a little breather right now, but it's going to be choppy. So be careful there with short dated options. It's going to be one choppy week for sure. Nvidia here, massive sell off. This is the one that took the account down. Nvidia here sold off from a high of 835, and today it hit a low of 714, and we're seeing a bounce here. This could be a dead cat bounce here, just a minor pullback, but we're gonna have to wait and see if this creates some momentum. I do have a model here that tracks options in comparison to the Nasdaq. Let me just pull this up. Some interesting data. Let me see here. So this is something that I charted here. Interesting data. The blue represents options. It's a options variable equation that I came up with, and based on volume and calls and puts. And so this is the Nasdaq here, and it tracks the correlation between both of them. And when you have extremes where you see the options coming in here and the market selling off, those are good potential buys. Here was the correction we saw last year. So this is what that looked like as far as the options market. So on May 12th, we saw these elevated prices and a slight sell-off. If you look at the NASDAQ chart here, let me pull that up. This is May 12th here, right here. That's when this triggered here on May 12th. This is when it peaked here on my options calculations. It priced in a 266. This is just a number that it's not represented towards the Qs, but it's just like a number of measure. So we had 266 here on the Nasdaq, on the options here on May 12th, which was this day right here, and you had a 14% rally here, massive rally. And if you fast forward to Friday's close, and we were at 276, slightly more elevated. So people also on Friday, the options volume was higher than normal on Friday. So we had a lot more calls than puts. So we saw a lot of call buying, but we are lower today. So this is triggering somewhat a potential reversal. So to this aggressive selling. So people are buying calls here, but not necessarily meaning that we're gonna go higher. If we do have an aggressive sell off like we did, um, like we did on the pandemic, then we're gonna have a massive crossover. So if you're bullish here in the short term, this is a buy signal here. But if markets continue to sell off, um, then we can have a crossover here, a divergence here, like you see here from last year when the market crashed. This was the pandemic lows here, this activity. So either we take a breather here, or we're gonna have a continuing sell off here and options coming in. So just an interesting chart. Yeezys down bad today, absolutely. Last week, and it's gonna be a choppy day. So right now we see the cues here pulling back, and we might see a breather. The options market is counting on maybe 2 more red days, or possibly 3, up until Wednesday, and a possible bounce by Friday, or we might even get it before. I mean, options market is not always correct. So this was some lines of support that I did draw here. 14,600 on the NASDAQ futures, and didn't really work out there, got plowed. And then we have 1440 here, the next line of support. So it's going to be interesting here what is going on. So we are seeing a slight pullback right now from this massive selling here at the open. What's up, Chris? What's up? What's up? Yeezus down bad. I know it's brutal. It's sometimes better to have a lot of cash on hand right now. I definitely do, and 1 second here. We are seeing a push here on growth stocks and smaller cap now. From this massive sell-off, we are seeing a slight bounce here. One second. I'll be right there doing some trades. There's some good AVPT saving me a little bit here. Let's take a look at AVPT. AV point here. Oh, they already had the name change. That's right. AV point here with the bounce. We are seeing a bounce. It could be short-lived. We have to just be in the lookout. Let's take some rounds with small caps. Nvidia, big bounce here. 740 for Nvidia. Big sell-off on Visa, down 10 points. It hit about 250 last week, and now we're down to 240. And wow, that's a big sell-off there. Let's see what else is notable here. Coinbase, potential buy the dip. Buy the dip area, 216 for Coinbase. We have Google here on the 10-day moving average. Apple also selling off aggressively after hitting that $150 mark. Now we're at $142.95. Tesla here at $629. American Airlines selling off here on the Delta variant, on the COVID, and the pandemic variant, and reopening stocks potentially going to sell off on this news. FRLN been halted for 8 minutes. Let's take a look at FRLN. Freeline Therapeutics. So we're seeing here Freeline Therapeutics recently IPO'd last year in August, holding around its normal price targets is around $16 to $17. Big sell-off here, and we're seeing it here garnering some attention. Current volume 53,000 shares traded of an average of 38,000, so already above average, and has a market cap of 264, and it is already above average, and we're only open 30 minutes here into the open. We are also seeing Wish here upticking slightly here at 952. All right, I was doing some trades there. So let's take some rounds here and see some of the lower cap stocks here. SoFi at $15 here. SoFi at 15. We do have some support at 14.50. Let's take a look at Sundial Growers here. Sundial Growers going lower here. 78 cents for Sundial Growers. BlackBerry 9.92. We have Skills at 14.21 selling off. They're redeeming their warrants. So that's where you see that sell off there on Skills. We have Romeo Power here, also selling off 676. Schlumberger Oil getting hit hard here, 26.27. Nobody is safe out here. XL here. Alfie starting good today. Let's take a look at Alfie. Huh, I wonder why it's not pulling up here. Oh, here we go. So we are having a bounce here on ALF. Nice move there. Nice bounce. If you bought at the open at 850, you have a $1.50 bounce there. Nice move there out of ALF. Let's go see Go EV here. Selling off your 798. Poshmark here, 3763. We have Core Civic here. Core Civic, this is a Michael Burry stock. Big rally. Now we're down to 936, giving up those gains. We have Golden Nugget back to its support level of around $11. Let's take a look at CCIV here. CCIV coming back down, potentially comes back down to 17. Microvision, another momentum stock here, high flyer coming down, it's 13. So we have, this is one that I like watching here. We have Living Corporation here, LTHM here, $17. Just 1 second, guys. I just had my other computer kept on going off. Okay, let's take a look. PSTH here. The deal did not go through there for Bill Ackman's SPAC. The deal did not go through with UNG Music. So negative news there for PSTH. Oh, thank you there. My mic was off. Thank you. So right now this sell-off, we are potentially going to see the sell-off continue. We want to see a turn here. So CCIV has a nice visual representation here from peak to peak here. This cycle here took about 2 months. So I do see this continue to sell off, and once we start seeing a turn, about a month out for it to rally. So SoFi here as well selling off, possibly potentially see a turn here around 1450, and it's going to be some time before it comes back up. So the sell-off might continue for a few more days, and I don't see this recovering as a V-shaped recovery. I would be astonished if it did. So it's going to be a slow moving turn here. Woozy here, 1395. So we just need to see this a continuation of a sell-off start turning before we can get optimistic here. Apple selling off aggressively there. 142. If Microvision comes to around 11, that's going to be attractive there for me. We are seeing these recovery stocks like American Airline selling off aggressively with this COVID variant. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla now at 622, potentially can sell off if it continues to around 550. We do have earnings coming up here for Tesla. Carnival Cruise Line getting hit massively here. 1947 Carnival Cruise Line, another reopening stock that is always talked about here. They offered some new shares somewhere up here. I don't remember what day it was exactly. And now with this COVID variant, we're seeing a massive sell-off once again. 1946, it hit almost $32 there, and a big fell there for reopening stocks. Not looking good. Travel stocks getting hit here. This is Delta Airlines. Let's take a look at Southwest Airlines, 47.52, and everything once again giving up those gains. We see banks as well selling off here. Let's take a look at JP Morgan. JP Morgan 147. Let's take a look at Wells Fargo. 42.54 there for Wells Fargo. Um, so we are seeing a sell off there as well. Gonna post this right now. So these are some of the Wall Street Bets current trending stocks here. Positive sentiment showing in green, negative sentiment showing in red, and the current volume. Number one being talked about right now is Wish. Then we have Apple. We have GameStop, AMC, Nvidia, then Tesla, Corsair. I think this is Cleveland Cliff, Clover Health, Clean, Disney, Baba, the Nasdaq. This is Carnival Cruise Line, Microsoft, Boeing, Ford, and IQ. Not sure what IQ is. I think that's iRobot or no? What's IQ? IQ stock. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's a new name for me. I don't know IQ. So these are some of the trending stocks right now on Wall Street Bets. So we're getting closer to that 14,400 mark there on the NASDAQ there, NASDAQ futures. So potential support there. Let's see if it gets caught there. AMD running. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD here, some of these stocks are having a nice bounce here off this big sell-off. Wow, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA 748. They should be having the stock split tomorrow. So stock split coming up for NVIDIA tomorrow. Yes, that's tomorrow for NVIDIA. That is tomorrow. Stock split tomorrow. This was the Widowmaker. I took big downturn there on NVIDIA. But now recouping very aggressively, very nicely here, squeezing. Let's take a look at some level 2s here. Let me pull some of this out. So we're seeing big volume here coming in the NVIDIA, and we are seeing supporting level 2, exhausted sell side. So looking pretty decent here. I want to see this side a little bit higher, but there's still there some action. Wow, 752. What a bounce here off of NVIDIA. Jesus. Massive squeeze there out of NVIDIA. Big day there for NVIDIA. It hit a low of 714 and it's at 752, about a $50 move practically here. Looking very strong here on the reversal. And we're going to have to give it a few more days. Tomorrow's having the stock split. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops. Big move there. Wish here also trying to fight for its life here. Nice move there on Wish, while the markets are pretty much red across the board. Nothing too crazy. It's up 18 cents. So trying to survive here, the trend is down. So this could be short-lived, and it might take a few days before it turns. VIX now elevated to 2452 here. So now we're looking at technically here another buy signal to buy the dip. If this reaches 29, that would be a nice notable range here for the VIX for you to start considering buying some more on some of your favorite names. VXX here at 34.74. We're seeing big volume coming in here. I don't like to trade these, but it is something to be looking at. So the sell-off continues here on the NASDAQ futures, 14,472. Potential target 1440. If things get worse, potential target 1400. Don't think we'll get there today, but that could be a few days or weeks if the sell-off continues. Yeah. This looks like it might continue up until Wednesday, and we might see a bounce towards the end of the week. That's what it looks like as far as the options go for this week. Apple here now at 141. Facebook now at 336. Facebook. Paysafe below $10. We have not seen Paysafe below $10 since last year, I believe. Wow, incredible. Paysafe below $10. Yeah. Paysafe below $10. Hasn't seen this since the announcement of the SPAC merger. Even before the announcement. Now it's bouncing here at $10. AvePoint below $10 as well. Look at that. Haven't seen these levels since the beginning of the SPAC here, back from March. Big rally here, doubling up to around $18, and now we're back down to $9.53. Great companies, and just the sell-off is aggressive there. Skills also honoring those warrants there. So that's creating that sell-off there for Skills. This is airlines ETF, Jets, selling off here. So all those reopening trades are not looking good right now. Zoom there, not getting much of the action appreciation. The great unknown, yes. I actually today I bought some leaps. So you know, I bought some leaps on one of my favorite names, and that's about the only position I have right now. I have a. I'm holding more than I'm holding about 80% cash right now, and then the rest are on leaps. So I'm gonna give this downturn a few weeks. Um, I think I could potentially we're gonna see a bounce in this week by Friday, but I think things are probably not gonna set up until towards the end of the year, so closer to that Santa Claus rally. Yeah. Oh, I like Virgin Galactic. I don't have any news. So Virgin Galactic is one that I might take a play on here, but I wanted to slow down. I wanted to slow down, and I want to see a turn. Now, I will probably miss this trade if it does a V-shaped recovery, but I'm not counting on it. So I want to see a turn, and then that would give me an opportunity that signals to buy. Just something like this. You see this big sell-off here, and then you see like 4 or 5 days of sideways. That's a nice entry there. Here's a nice entry. Obviously, it failed. But you see here kind of sideways trading for several days. That's what I want to see. I want to see a bottom form here for Virgin Galactic. And I might take a nice leap on there. But this could continue selling. I'm not going to catch that knife there. Wow, Nvidia pushing higher, 754 for Nvidia. So we're seeing VXX here cooling off slightly. There's potential bounce here. Nvidia 754. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Big winner there for the day. I haven't seen anything like Nvidia for the day. Big, big winner. Talk about buy the dip there on Nvidia. So we're seeing NASDAQ futures here, 5-minute chart, kind of turning here and creating a bottom in the short term. You got on the AMD bounce? Nice. That's still a trade. Look at this. That's still a hell of a trade there. AMD 84 to 86. We're talking about a $2 or $3 move there. If you're playing the options there, that's some nice move there. Right on, right on. Well played there. Just be careful because the trend is down. The trend is down, and this could continue to sell off throughout the week. So it's a good bouncer. Just be worried. I think we're going to sell off up until Wednesday. And then Wednesday, we're going to see a nice bouncer off the market. We're going to see some selling exhaustion. And then we're going to see the shorts covering, and we're going to see some dip buying. Good morning. Good morning, EWG. Yeah, hard day in the markets. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be a few weeks and months. This is going to be rough. Look at that massive squeezer on Nvidia. Complete monster. Jesus. Look at this. Big volume there. No signs of slowing down. Big volume there. Big save. Hit a bottom of 714. They're putting in Nvidia puts since the run cooled down. Yeah. A lot of people getting squeezed there. Whoever was shorting Nvidia. Unless they're shorting it now, that would be a different story. It's just really tough to play. We're gonna see a lot of chop. Once the VIX is elevated like this, guys, we're gonna see a lot of short-term chop. We see the VIX up here above 20. You know, we're at 24, 28. Options are gonna be brutal short-term. They're gonna be brutal. If you're not buying leaps, you have no business buying short-term options. This is not the time to buy short-term options. Yeah, leaps is the only answer. You don't want to mess around with a VIX elevated like this in a market selling off. You don't want to get sharp. You don't want to try to be you don't want to be playing you know, short dated options. Unless you're a pretty good day trader and you buy those dips for those bounces. So unless you can, pull those off, you're pretty sharp, then absolutely. But swing trading short-term options, absolutely not. Big sell-off there on the, what is this? The Dow Jones. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones here. Some of the tickers there, UNH, United Health there, selling off. Goldman Sachs, big dip down. We're also seeing Home Depot slightly lower. Microsoft selling off here, 275 Microsoft. We just see blood across the Dow Jones. This is all the Dow Jones, everything red. I think we're going to see a midweek squeeze for sure. This might continue. Visa here, 240 Visa. Boeing, 206, a Boeing. Anything that got hit because of the pandemic and what was recouping, it is all getting killed today. American Airlines, Carnival Cruise Lines, Boeing. McDonald's here also selling off. Honeywell, Dow Jones. Look at Caterpillar, 201 for Caterpillar here. Gap down. Disney down, 173 here for Disney. Johnson & Johnson down. There is no safety. It is extremely difficult right now. apparently Nvidia is the only safety trade. This is going to be short-lived. I don't think it follows through. Uh, you wish you could afford leaps. Yeah, that's the challenges with small accounts. It is difficult. Sometimes you literally you have to literally just buy one and that's your account and just kind of wait for it. It does get a little tricky. Absolutely. It gets very tricky on smaller accounts. Not bad. Minus 200 on 3 months. Not bad. This guy wants to push higher. It pulled back and it wants to pull higher. This is completely bonkers here. Everything's red and apparently everybody rushed to Nvidia. We're seeing Poshmark here making a move too. Up $1.36. Not bad out of Poshmark there. Wow, Nvidia continue. It looks like it wants to push higher. Watch this guy hit 800 today. That would be completely bonkers. It might even go to like 770. The market is selling off, and so everybody's flooding into the one name here. So I think everybody's flooding in here. It has potential to push higher. We're seeing big volume here out of Nvidia. 186,000 shares traded, 187, 198, 229. Just minor pullbacks here. This pattern is repeating once again here, and it looks like it wants to go higher. Sellers nowhere to be found, and we are seeing Nvidia push aggressively. This is incredible. What a freaking push there. That's about a $41 move from the lows. What a move. So we're seeing here NASDAQ futures fighting off. It looks like it found the floor, and we're going to have to give it some time to see if it can hold up here. It looks like Nvidia's gonna go to all-time highs before the split. Do you think this is a possible? It's tough. It's tough. It's tough to say, but it's looking very strong right now, especially because the market is selling off. And when you have a market sell off and just one name garnering all this attention, and you have a catalyst of a split, you have the whole market buying Nvidia right now because it's the only thing that is giving. It's hard to say if it's going to go to all-time highs. You're talking about going to all-time highs by tomorrow. The split is tomorrow. I mean, this is a powerful, massive move here. I mean, how ridiculous would it be if we see a $100 move? That would be mind-blowing. It's tough. It's tough. It's a roll of a dice. Yeah, for Rafi, Rafe, yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough. I'm curious to see where this ends today. I'm very curious. I'm not gonna trade it, but I'm just very curious. Big momentum there. Sellers are nowhere to be found. We're seeing volume there. It's gonna be very interesting. And sure enough, we're probably gonna see the Qs go all the way to 14,400. Unbelievable. Just plowed through my two supports here in one day. If it doesn't hold here around 1440, potential price target here 1400 for later on the week. Yeah, looks like higher volume and buyers coming in. Yeah, Nvidia definitely looks like it. Volume kind of a little bit lower last 5 minutes, but buyers are definitely there. I'm interested to see how the options volume's gonna be by the end of the day. That's gonna be very interesting. By the end of the day, I'll get some numbers and I'll see if they are buying the dip or if they're shorting it here. Complete monster here, Nvidia. So Nvidia here, 756 here, and so Nvidia is the market apparently today. Everything else is red, red, red across the board, and Nvidia getting that massive uptick before the stock split tomorrow. So the latest on Robinhood. Robinhood will be IPOing in 10 days. July 29th there for Robinhood. And we're higher here on Nvidia, 757 on Nvidia. Big move here. Everyone's dumping all their stocks and buying Nvidia. Even the futures are dumping futures to buy Nvidia. Oh, let's take a look at AMC. That's a good one. AMC holding above 30. So I did have this caution line of 40, but we'll see. We'll draw another line here at 30. It still has ways to go. So let's see if it stays here between 30 and 40. Whoa. Whoa, Freeline Therapeutics. So this is the one that you called out earlier that was halted. Wow, great find there. You should have paid more attention. When you have massive sell-offs and you do have one or two tickers with some big volume and a big move, they're most likely going to explode because nothing else is working out. Wow, big move there out of FRLN, and yeah, that was definitely the play to be. I'm assuming it's halted again. It looks like it's halted. Nice find there, PR. Nice find. So we are seeing Wish here trying to make a move here. Let's see AMD. AMD still pushing here. Nvidia 758 practically here. Incredible, guys. Let's take a look at this heat map here. We're seeing everything red. Nvidia being the play to be. Nvidia being the play here. Everything else, red. Nvidia now 758, 759. Incredible. Unbelievable. It's a tough game, guys. They will not make it easy. Wow, watch this guy go to 800 by tomorrow. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Ivan. Good morning. The only action here definitely is Nvidia and FRLN. FRLN here. Is it still halted here? 1540? So VIX pulling back now at 2356 here for the VIX. Be careful out there, guys. VIX at these levels, there's going to be a lot of chop. We're seeing some bullish options here for Roblox for the end of the year. We're seeing some December options play here for Roblox. Ethereum here, 1820. So crypto is selling off here. Ethereum looks pretty enticing here at 1820. We do have some support here at this level, but tough to play here. So big sell-off out of crypto right now. Litecoin right now at 113. 113 also being a support level right here around $110. Dogecoin here selling off 17 cents here. Also, we're seeing some support. So if you're bullish on crypto, this is a potential mark here. I have a line here of support that I have drawn before. And we are getting a sell-off across the market and cryptos. So Poshmark is getting some nice action here, also bouncing. It's up $1.68, 4.38%. Wish also trying to climb here. The trend is down, so this could be short-lived for the day. Nvidia 758.77, pushing almost 759. Apple down. Netflix here recouping, but still down. Roku here at 400. VIX now at 2363 for the VIX. And Marriott here selling off, reopening stocks, not looking too hot. Nvidia 760 now. Nvidia 760 here, pushing higher. Incredible. Wow. And if you look at level 2, sellers nowhere to be found here. Buyers not as high though, but it looks like they keep on coming in slowly. What a bounce play there. $760.58 there for Nvidia. CCIV here slightly bouncing. CCIV hit a low today of 2090, now at 2212. Nice $2 move there. Nice $2 bounce. About a dollar actually. $1.20. We are now at 760 here for Nvidia. If this closes strong, it might gap up tomorrow with a massive rally. This is way too much momentum shorts covering, uh, dip buying, squeeze happening here. If this closes bullish with a solid green candle, maybe it gaps up tomorrow and it runs. This is ridiculous. AMC up. AMC up 34. We're seeing now for those put buyers here getting squeezed here at the open. We're seeing somewhat of life here. Just be careful. It could be just intraday bounce. We can go lower tomorrow. Coinbase here with a $6 move, hit a low of 213 and currently at 219. Yeah, that it could hit high. I mean, if Nvidia closes solid like this, we would have to wait and see until the close. If it closes solid, it could potentially gap up tomorrow for the split. Maybe we see some profit taking towards the end of the day. VIX cooling off now, 22.89. So we're seeing a bounce. We're seeing a bounce, and the VIX is cooling off now. The sell-off is happening, but behind the curtains, we are seeing bonds going down. So this is bullish for the markets. Bonds are down, so this is something to also be looking at. So this sell-off could be potentially short-lived. We're gonna have to wait and see here. So bonds are down. VIX is elevated but cooling off. And it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. ChargePoint also getting a little bit of a bounce here. A low of 22, and it's currently trading at 23.75. A low of 22.37. So about $1.50 there. Let's take a look at SoFi. We're seeing a bounce. We're seeing a bounce here. SoFi up 21 cents. The lows of the day here for SoFi was at 14.87, and it's currently at 15.50. So about a 70-cent move there. We're seeing a bounce. Any making a U. Let's take a look here at any. This is one that I was in. I closed this position. Any here, 250, highly shorted stock, along with Carve, another highly shorted stock. Not bad here. Not bad at $17 for a potential swing there for Carve. Not bad. Holding up around $16. Between 17, it's not bad. At 16, you can give yourself like a $1 stop loss, $2 stop loss at 15. Holding pretty nicely there around 16. Here, let me see. See RTD, another one that is shorted here. I've talked about this one before. 363, another highly shorted stock here. Marin Software, also another highly shorted stock here, continues to sell off. We're not really seeing that bottom like we are with Carve. Carve is kind of having like a bottom here. This looks a lot better than Marin. Marin looks like it's going to continue to sell off here. And we need to see a bottom here for Marin. Another one that's highly shorted here, it's FUV here. Arcimoto, FUV here, Arcimoto, potential for a squeeze here. Also holding nicely above $12. So this is good. This is a good sign here. And Arcimoto, another highly shorted stock there. This sell-off could just be short-term noise. We do see bonds going down, but we're going to have to give it some time. VIX now at 2246. So 2246 for the VIX here. Cooling off. Also be worried if we do sell, if VIX cools off here, once it comes back here, it could have potential to slingshot back up. Wish here seeing some resistance at 980, seeing some support at 950. Wish also another one that is actually green on the day. It's up 32 cents, 3.45%. Nothing dramatic, but it is up. CCIV here opened up around $22, sold off to around $20.90, rallied back up even stronger, squeezing here to around $22.60, and now here slightly pulling back. So we're going to see a lot of chop here. We're going to see a lot of chop. It's going to be tough. NEO here at 42.43. NEO. Let me remove this. NEO broke out of the $46 mark, extremely bullish, and then gave it all up. Big fake out there. So now NVIDIA cooling off 754 here for NVIDIA. So we're going to have to wait and see to see how that pans out towards the end of the day. Do we give up the gains or do we close strong? The chop is coming, guys, so be careful out there trading. We are seeing NASDAQ futures going higher. This is good for now. Burn software running. Let's see here. A bit of a bounce. I just don't like this aggressive trend here. We need to find a bottom. Carve now, 1779. That would have been a nice trade there. Let's see here. A low of $16, up over $1, but this looks like a good bottom here for Carve. Heavily shorted and potential there for some momentum. We're seeing off of NVIDIA now as we get closer to the lunchtime. We're definitely seeing momentum die out, volume dying out. We're seeing red candles here, but level 2 still looking very bullish. So it's probably just taking a breather for now, and we're going to have to give it some more time. It's going to be interesting to see where this closes today. Tomorrow is a stock split. Nano Dimensions here at 637. So Nano Dimensions still on a downward trend. We might still see stocks go lower here. We need to see a turn before we can start getting bullish here. I don't see a V-shape turn here in the market at this moment. So it's going to take some time. The NASDAQ taking a beating. Hopefully it's probably finding a bottom for right now for a bounce. I had a 14,600 mark here, a NASDAQ futures. It just plowed through it. And then we were at 14,400 for the next support. So potentially going to get caught here around 1,400, 14,400 for the week. And we might see it come back up towards the end of the week. Let me see what the options market is saying here. Options are still slightly bearish here for the week. And they're actually slightly bearish here on the options market for some time actually. Potential bounce towards the end of the week, but they're still bearish for the next few weeks. Yeah, the VIX is up right now. It's at 2292, up 24.3%. It is pulling back though. It did hit a high of 2478. So right now we're seeing a pullback, but don't be fooled. We're seeing the VIX at these elevated prices. We're gonna see chop. We're gonna see chop. This is not gonna be the end of this. I highly doubt we're gonna see a reversal from today's sell-off, and then everything's back to normal. I don't think that's gonna be the case. This is S&P 500. I have a support line here at 4164 for S&P 500. NASDAQ 1440. Dow Jones selling off aggressively. And the Russell 2000 here. Big wick for the Russell 2000. Also take note, we have this week earnings. So today after the close, we have IBM, PPG, JB Hunt, First Bank. Tomorrow before the open, we have Ally, Halliburton. Let's see, Travelers, Silvergate. Tomorrow after the close, we have Netflix, big names here. Netflix, United, Chipotle, Sleep Number. Wednesday, we have Coca-Cola before the open, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, Harley Davidson, Seagate, Anthem. Big names this week. After the close Wednesday, Texas Instrument, Whirlpool, Sands, Las Vegas Sands, Discover, sorry. Crown Castle. Thursday, we have Cleveland Cliffs, AT&T, American Airlines, Nucor, Southwest Airlines, Alaska Airlines, Crocs. Thursday, after the close, we have Intel, Snapchat, Twitter, Skechers, Samuel Adams, Capital One, Del Taco. Big names here, big names. And Friday, before the open, we have American Express, Schlumberger, Honeywell. So we have a mixture of some oil stocks here, a little bit of everything actually. Some food, retails. So earnings coming up this week to be aware of. So now we're seeing a little bit of green here. We're seeing here this aggressive sell-off. We're seeing some profit taking, and we're seeing a little bit of green now across some of these names. Roblox making a nice move here. Roblox saw here at the bottom some call buying for the end of the year. So we saw some bullish options activity there on Roblox for December. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you for coming. It's been a hell of a roller coaster at my account. Was super aggressive. I took the gas. I took the foot off the gas pedal, and I'm going back to the grind. I'm literally back to step one. It's not gonna be easy, and I was being very aggressive, and the market will teach you a lesson if you're being too greedy. So I'm back on the grind. It's gonna be a slow grind, and I know it's going to take me some time until maybe the end of the year before I see the kind of numbers I had a few weeks ago. So that's the name of the game. It's not easy, and you just have to do the best that you can with what you have. Thank you guys for joining. Hit the smash the like button, subscribe buttons down below. Check out Discord. I have plenty of good information on my Discord channel. Check it out, and I'll be here tomorrow morning. Hopefully we have a nice little bounce tomorrow. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.